we are as a people inherently and historically opposed to secret society, opposed to secret oaths, opposed to secret proceedings, secret proceedings. No official of my administration, whether his rank is high or low, should interpret my words here tonight as an excuse to censor the news, to stifle dissent, to cover up our mistakes, or to withhold from the press and the public the facts they deserve to know.
Okay, dude, the day that I have had, I'm just going to show you something real quick. Alright, so I was going to take my car out tomorrow. Title just came in today. It's paid off. Just got the title today. Just got the registration. We get 2 seconds out of the drive. Fucking flat fucking tire. Then, so the dealership that sold it to me, they said there's a tracking device on the battery. Can you pop the hood and take it off and bring it back down to us? I said, sure. Let me show you something real quick. The hood won't pop. Let me go back in here and I'll explain it all. It is 1:43 p.m. My bedtime is 12 noon. So I'm trying to do the right thing. I'm trying to be a good man. So I'm off tonight. I'm off for the next 3 days. I got 32 hours this week. I'm just trying to be like, hey, you know, maybe I could pick up a shift. I got my registration in, you know, got it insured, all that jazz. I almost want to call the dealership and be like, bro, I was gonna come back down there and drive it down there and, you know, bring back your little GPS thing that you have on the battery, but I can't pop the hood to take the GPS off. So can you pop the hood? Oh wait, I can't even drive down there because the fucking tire is flat. I feel like I've been cursed. I have no fucking clue. So now, it is literally a heat wave in Kentucky. I am pouring fucking sweat. My hair is soaked. It is like 90 fucking degrees out there. Which actually we're going to report on that a little bit here in a second. Yeah, so I'm just going to leave it for tomorrow because it's already past my bedtime. I'm off tomorrow. I'm just going to wake up in the morning, put a spare on, drive it down to S&S Tire. And I already called them. They're right up the road. I already called them. I'm going to drive it down there and have them put on a new tire and fix the cable. They said they'd fix it, but it's 4th of July weekend, so I won't get it back until Monday. But here's the thing. I've already been without a car now for a month. Been Ubering and driving Sammy's, so it's okay. You know, I'm already used to this. It's fine. It's fine. Guys, say a little prayer for me. Cast a little spell, light a little candle. You do that voodoo that you do so well. As far as updates, I'm off today. Oh, and you know what I was going to do tomorrow? Well, first of all, I was going to go in and work tonight. That didn't work out. Tomorrow, me and Sammy, like, never get a day off together, right? So I'm thinking in my head, let's do something fun tomorrow. You know, even though it's a billion fucking degrees outside. I was like, let's do something fun. She's like, well, there's some parks because we like to go hiking. We like to go walking in some parks and shit. I was like, yeah, we could walk in some parks. She said, oh, let's go geocaching. If you don't know what geocaching is, because I didn't know when she first said it, I kind of remember her talking about it before. It reminded me of, there was like this app that you could get on your phone where it randomly picks a location, you will an intent. It's kind of creepy. I wanted to do an episode on it one day. I can't remember what it's called though. The symbol for the app was an owl. If you know, hit me up in the comments. I don't know. If you know, hit me up in the comments. I want to do an episode on it in general because there's some weird shit with that. But geocaching is like a safer, nicer version. So there's an app or a website that she was showing me. And by the way, before you call me stupid, I did already pop the hood. I already knew that cable was broke. But he's like, oh, that's the cable for the hood. Just pull it and it'll pop it. And at the dealership, I was like, I pulled it and it popped. Me and Sammy both tugged on this thing for like an hour and it wouldn't pop. So from here to there, it fucking broke. I mean, it was already broke, but it just won't fucking pop. So I'm not a fucking idiot. And by the way, I already knew, that's why I was like, I'll just get it fixed. He's like, yeah, it's a small fix. I said, I'll take it into a shop on a day off and have him fix it. No biggie. Because he's like, yeah, it'll still work. And we did it like 2 or 3 times. He's like, see, it'll still pop. Just. And I test drove this thing twice. 2 different days. And we had no tire issue. I'm so fucking pissed. But anyways, so tomorrow we were going to go geocaching, which is basically like adult scavenger hunting. There's this website that she went on. Like, you look for, it'll give you a coordination of a spot that's like on the side of the road. Usually like there's one by a pond up the road. There's one that's slightly off into the woods a little bit. So we were going to at least hit up those 2 spots. And here I am only getting scheduled 32 hours a week. And not that I do this for the money, but I do have a Buy Me a Coffee account. And I like to get, if I can get donations, that helps me out a bunch because I'm not a rich man. Right now at work, I'm only getting 32 hours, you know. And so I was like, ooh, you know, because I guess what it is you take the item and swap it with another one. Or you can leave your own item, so it's almost like a little shrine, like everyone leaves an item. Kind of like the witch's tree that we went to over in Louisville. I did a whole video on it. Go check the video out. So I was like, well, that sounds fun. It'd be a nice little date. We'll hit up like 3 or 4 of those spots. I was going to get an oil change tomorrow, you know, because every time I buy a new car, I get an oil change. I get a tune-up. Yeah, just little shit like that to like make sure my car fucking runs good. So I'm already starting off on a bad foot. I literally walked up to the store today and picked up the license plate and the registration. I'm not even fucking joking. And put it on, screwed it on, and because that's why he was like, hey, there's a GPS tracker on the battery. Can you bring it down? And I was like, oh, I walked down here. And he's like, oh, it's fine. You live right up the road. Just bring it down another day. So I was like, hey, let's just bring it back down. You know, I'm off today. But fucking hood won't pop and there's a flat tire. I'm just so fucking, So anyways, like geocaching, I was like, dude, you know what I could do? Since everyone leaves a It's like the little scavenger hunt and people leave items. I was like, I'll leave a bookmark and my business card for the podcast at each spot we go to. Boots on the ground. Here I am, not like I said, not that I do this for the money, but here I am thinking, like, the more listeners I have, the more somebody might be willing to donate $5, that, and it would help my channel grow. So here I am trying to put boots on the ground, which I suggest if you have a podcast, make flyers and or business cards, because I started out with flyers, and then I stacked my chips, and I just finally was like, I need to invest in business cards. Business cards are a little classier anyways, because a lot of businesses will let you keep like a little stack on their cash out counter and stuff, if you're cool with the business. But yeah, so instead of going on a date tomorrow, I'm gonna be doing all that shit. I mean I could still go geocaching tomorrow. And another thing too, I was gonna like film it all. Instead of doing a podcast, I was gonna actually put out a video of like us going to each spot and like film basically like a vlog of. I can still do that. I'll just wake up early in the morning. We'll get it down to the shop, and it's 4th of July weekend, so I won't get my car back till Monday. I don't know. But yeah, me and Sammy may be going geocaching tomorrow. It just depends. And if we do it tomorrow, the video might not come out tomorrow, but it might come out maybe in a couple days, because I'm going to edit it and stitch it together. But sorry for the long intro. That's been my day. Is anyone else's day crazy? Let's get into some conspiracy. So 2 days ago, we had a strawberry moon. And I actually had a good spot that I could have filmed it with my phone, but I just wasn't feeling good that day. I was feeling kind of depressed, and I was like, I could have put out a short just to show you guys, but I never did. Here's what a strawberry moon looks like. It's beautiful. Here in Kentucky, we've had a strawberry moon. It was 2 days ago, I believe, was the actual strawberry moon. But the past 3 days, it's been like super orange, super big. And you guys know me. I'm an occultist. I'm a witch. But being an occultist and a witch, I've been a witch and an occultist since I was 14 years old. But that doesn't mean that I know every single thing about magic. Like, that's the beautiful thing about occultism. And I mean, I guess Christianity is the same way, that a lot of Christians learn things throughout their Christianity, probably till the day I die. I would imagine. You never stop learning, because, I mean, I've read the Bible 6 times cover to cover, but every now and then I'll pick up my Bible and read a random passage. Bibliomancy. Because I believe the Bible is a spell book, and just to see if that passage means something that I'm struggling with in life, and like, I'll come across random shit that I'm like, I don't remember that being there. Okay, that's cool. I don't remember that. I read it 6 times, but I don't remember that. That's interesting. So I wanted to look up, what is the occult meaning behind the strawberry moon, since we just had one. And Minutes of Horror and Donut, they're all talking about this strawberry moon. And when I seen that we were having one, I was like, I need to look up what it means while we're having a strawberry moon. So this is written on the 23rd. The spiritual meaning of the strawberry moon. And I don't know any of this, so I'm learning with you. June's full moon has been seen as a symbol of sweetness and abundance. Moons and Junes and Ferris wheels, Joni Mitchell sings in the song Both Sides Down. Have no clue who that chick is. Do you guys know that song? I don't know. It makes me want to play it just to see. Hang on. Because I'm curious now. Who? And I'm not going to play too much because I don't want fucking YouTube and Spotify. See, I never had this issue with Spotify, but here lately I've been playing songs and then like Spotify's actually starting to crack down on copyrights and shit, which is annoying because they used to actually be the cool one who didn't strike you down. It was usually YouTube was the lame one. Oh, by the way, dude, where it is so fucking hot in Kentucky, dude, I took a bath and bathed and shaved this morning. I was literally pouring sweat. It's like 90 fucking degrees out there, and I'm like, do you ever take a bath and then like you have to take a shit afterwards and it's like, dude, I just washed my butt. Or you have to go outside and check the mail, and next thing you know, like you're pouring sweat because your neighbor wanted to talk to you for 15 minutes or 20 minutes. I was out there for 20 minutes tops, pouring fucking sweat. So let's see, Joni Mitchell. Let's see, Joni Mitchell. Both Sides Now is the name of the song. Let's play it. And I've never heard of this chick. I don't think it's a 2021 remaster. So it should be the original sound. Let's hear what she sounds like.
Rows and flows of angel hair and ice cream castles in the air in Feather Canyon.
Okay, I could actually get down to that. I ain't gonna lie. I like, you guys know me. I've used Heart for intros and outros. Dreamboat Annie. I like Fleetwood Mac. So I could see me jamming to that. Like, and actually, that made me actually feel better. I've been having such a rough fucking day that actually chilled me out and made me feel better. So, in the stanza, and she's talking about the sweeter side of love. Because you guys know, love kills. The full moon only lights up in June skies once, though when it does, it is referred to as the strawberry moon, which we had here recently. And we've had a lot of bad shit. I hear a lot of conspiracy channels talking about a lot of bad shit, which there has been. The earthquakes, the heat waves. I'm actually going to cover that. I will probably cover it later tonight when I get up. Because I have a shit ton of episodes planned, and I have one on Tucker Carlson, but I want to see if there's any positivity, a good omen, even though I'm having such bad luck, and apparently the rest of the world is right now. Is there a good omen behind the strawberry moon? So 2026 strawberry moon swells into fullness on June 29th. It is now the 2nd, so this was like 3 days ago. At 7:56, so 8 o'clock p.m., Eastern Standard. Here's what to know about its meaning and history. The name Strawberry Moon originated with Native American Algonquin tribes, as well as the Ojibwa, Dakota, Lakota peoples of the United States. See, I'm Blackfoot and Kiowa, so none of my people. Which Blackfoot, I've heard, is like the most brutal, warlike tribe, so I could see them. They would look at it and be like, the moon looks like blood, let's kill some other tribes. Like, that's probably where I get my evilness from. Genetic memory and shit. I'm doomed. It references the fact that this moon usually coincides with the peak of the strawberry growing season. See, I figured. I kind of, intuitively knew that it had to do with strawberry growing season, either when to plant them, when to pick them. I knew it. I fucking knew it, man. But I am a Gaia worshiper, and I'm pretty in tune with nature, When the berries are ripe and ready to be harvested. I somehow knew that. I'm not even joking. I'm a psychic, bro. Other Native American tribes have similarly evocative names for the moon. According to the Old Farmer's Almanac, which, by the way, they aren't printing those anymore. We talked about it in previous episodes. I need to do a whole episode on that. It's some sketchy shit. You know, there's a company right now that builds data centers, and they're dealing with AI, and they're literally buying up as many books as they can, scanning the books for AI, and destroying the books. And the Farmer's Almanac here recently, I think it was last year, was bought by a real shady company, and they're no longer printing Farmer's Almanac. They don't want us to know the natural cycles of nature and weather and when to grow and when to plant. They don't want that. This all ties in with the Great Reset, unfortunately. The Haida called it Berries Ripen Moon. The Anishinaabe, named Blooming Moon, references the flowers that usually have unfurled into full glory at this time of the year. In the Tlingit, named Birth Moon, refers to the fact that new animals are often born at this time in the Pacific Northwest. So this is like a springtime in the Pacific Northwest. Little babies are born. See, life is going to be okay. I know everything's going to be okay, man. And see, there's all these channels, no offense, and these aren't shots fired because I do like these two creators, but Minutes of Horror and Donut, like, they're kind of putting a negative spin on this. I'm trying to put a positive spin on this because there's not enough positivity in the conspiracy community. If you guys are in the conspiracy community and you are consumers of other content, you guys got to admit there's not a lot of positivity in our community. So I try to always be some bearer of light within our community and bring some positivity to it. The moon's name, even though life is shit sometimes, yes, life is shit, but can we put a positive spin on it? Come on, white pill instead of black pill, people. The moon's name does not, however, refer to any particular color. Instead, its popular moniker honors the abundance and sweetness that typically characterizes this time of year. So I ain't gonna lie. I did think that it had something to do with strawberries. So I was right on that, but I'm not gonna lie. I thought that because the moon looked orangish, it wasn't a reddish. I wish I would have honestly just filmed that short. I should have. But it was like a orangish, which sometimes strawberries do kind of have an orange color when they're not like ripe enough. So I was like, well, maybe that's why they call it strawberry moon, because it does kind of look like a strawberry orangish when it's not perfectly ripe. I like the darker ones when it's like a blood red, because they're like a billion times sweeter. I had strawberries the other day. They were pretty good for lunch break. I'm trying to go more. Sorry, I thought it was raining for a second. It must be somebody riding down the road in a skateboard or something. I'm trying to go more vegetarian, you know. The strawberry moon is typically the full moon that occurs closest to the summer solstice, another occasion honored worldwide that is often linked to abundance, prosperity, and gratitude. While there may not be significant scientific evidence that full moons actually make people act strangely, it is true that people have ascribed a lot of meaning and sacredness to the moon since time immemorial. Okay, so I have to disagree with this. There actually is scientific evidence that people do act strangely during full moons. For one, I've talked to cops. Look, I'm not, like, a lot of people think I'm like super anti-cop. I kind of am, but I can get along with them. I just learned to shut my mouth and not talk about certain things with cops. I actually do have like quite a few friends who are law enforcement. One of them here in Nicholasville, I became so tight with her, she wanted to deputize me, make me a deputy. Not sheriff or nothing, but give me a badge. And because I kept reporting crime and shit to her, and she's like, dude, you need to be deputized. And I was like, I'm kind of cool with it, you know. I wouldn't mind having a badge. I wouldn't abuse it, you know. That's still available to me. I need to talk to her and be like, yeah, were you serious about that? Like, I'd like to be a deputy. How cool would it be, man? Like I said, I wouldn't abuse it, but it'd be cool. But anyways, I've talked to cops, man, and they said that people do act fucking crazy. Every time they will actually keep track of the moon cycles, and whenever it's a full moon, they're already dreading going into work because they know it's going to be a crazy fucking night. Ambulance drivers, doctors, and one thing that where do you think the whole term lunatic comes from? Luna, meaning moon. Lunatic, the moon makes you crazy. The werewolf, the full moon. Another thing too is our bodies are like 90% water, or some crazy statistic. Like, we are like a huge percent of water. And when the moon is full, supposedly, if you believe in science and shit, you guys know me, I'm a geocentrist. I'm very agnostic when it comes to what the fuck is going on. I do believe we're stationary, but I do believe we could be so big that it seems flat. I think the Earth might be like 100 times bigger than they say it is. That being said, apparently it changes the tides when the moon is closer or full. It changes the tides, and if we're made up of water majority wise, it would have a psychological and physiological effect on us. They even said a lot of births happen during full moons. Like, almost like the baby's being pulled out, you know? So I disagree with that part. In many forms of earth-based spirituality, full moons at any time of the year are associated with release and culmination. They are said to mark times to reflect, to let go of the past, and to celebrate any intentions that have come to fruition over the past moon cycle. So I have had things come to fruition, and I need to let go of the past. They are also sometimes thought to be connected to heightened emotions and enhanced intuition, which I have noticed. I had said it earlier while we were reading this, that I knew that it had something to do with the strawberry picking season. So there was that intuition I was bringing up. And by the way, I'm not boasting. Magic is a beautiful thing to me, and it's a fun thing to me, and I get excited sometimes because I love hearing stuff. Especially, I used to be a fortune teller for Jack of All Spades Company, the one that I started and ran back in the day. So I used to do tarot and cartomancy, and the strawberry moon is sometimes said to further enhance these themes. In some traditions, this full moon is said to be an ideal time for cultivating gratitude for all that you have and for celebrating life. Okay. So I'm already kind of doing that. Before I even started this podcast, I had all this horrible luck today, but good luck at the same time. And I do feel that things are going into place as they should be, as hard as that is to say, but I pray while I poop. I'm not trying to be gross, but I was sitting on the toilet after all of this shit happened. Shit. No pun intended. Synchronicity. And I was sitting there shitting, and I always pray while I'm shitting. I know it sounds weird, but I just pray to the creator of all, Hugh. You know, this isn't some weird Belphegor shit. We did a whole episode on Belphegor. If you know what that is, then... Or if you don't know what it is, check that episode out. I'll link it below in Spotify. But that's my time that I use to pray. And I try to stay off the phone so that way I'm not scrying to Belphegor. Belphegor, you know. But I was like, I was pissed off with the heat. I was pissed off with the tire. I was pissed off with the hood. I was pissed off because it's like I had plans tomorrow to go on this date, but I just kept praying and I kept saying, thank you, God. Thank you. You know, my car is a little fucked up right now, but thank you for the car. Thank you for the money to buy the car. Thank you for a roof over my head. Even though it's hot, thank you for at least a couple fans and some AC. Thank you for water if I get thirsty. Thank you for a nice bed to lay in and go to sleep. Thank you for the day off. Because, I mean, it could be a billion times worse. So I'm counting my blessings. I don't think this strawberry moon is as dark as they're saying it is. We gotta start white pilling, people. We need to start white pilling. So there's your woo-woo positive episode. You do that voodoo that you do so well. I love you all. Please like, share, and subscribe. Talk to me in the comments. I need some uplifting. And you guys seen what I'm dealing with out here. I showed you, so you know I'm not making this shit up. Y'all have a good day.